Gentlemen, today, this video is just for you guys. The world's going to crap in a handbasket, and we want to talk about us for a day. So I'm going to play this. It's 1 minute long, and then we're going to talk about it. Specifically those of you who are younger. Because those of us who are older, we've already been through this. We already know what games get played. And I'm going to tell you guys a few things I picked up along my time.
I mean, that's what I told them. You know.
He's supposed to pay.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to have him whenever he says.
No.
Where does this double standard come from? Sorry, it's the reality. You guys can moan at it all you want, but the moment you say to a guy, you have to pay for my time, you're saying this relationship isn't equal. My time is worth more than yours, so you should pay for it. Here's my view. If you go on a date with a guy and you don't offer to pay your share, you weren't taught right. If you go on a date and he doesn't pay, he wasn't taught right. I can tell you right now, if I was dating someone and they never offered to pay, I wouldn't be dating them. Let me tell you what means something to a guy. Trying. That means something to a guy. When he feels that you're not even trying to contribute, that's when he...
Alright. So, I've been watching a few things. But, that video, it has a major story arc.
Let me tell you what means something.
This part is why I paused it right here. Trying. That trying. It's... I'm gonna make another video for the ladies next week. But, boys, your woman should always be trying to make you happy. She should always be trying to make you feel better. She should always be trying to make your life easier. She should always be trying to be there for you and not do the normal woman thing of modern women, where the second you slip up and you become vulnerable with her, it becomes a weapon for her to use later. That's not a woman. That's a girl, an immature girl. There's a difference in these categories. There are girls, immature girls, and women. You need to find yourself at a young age a girl who is going to become a woman. If you're a little bit older, you need to find yourself a woman who is not a girl. Let alone an immature girl. Because an immature girl will weaponize everything against you. A just girl will not put forth the effort to be a partner in your relationship. A woman, she will take care of you on your worst days. She will make you feel better whenever you come home and you've lost your job, or you've gotten into a car accident. What he said earlier was true. A girl who doesn't offer to pay her share is someone who is entitled, who has not been raised right, and who wants from you without giving anything. That's not what you want. You want a woman who is going to want to just... the time with you is her appreciation. Not the money you spend being her appreciation. That's a fact of a good relationship and a healthy relationship. And let me tell you boys something. Let me tell all you boys something right now. If all of you men said, I'm sorry, but the hussies and the sluts can go over there, I don't want that. If society switched and men started wanting women rather than having just sex with everyone, that would then turn women on a dime. Women would start to actually follow those old school needs. There would no longer be this push for sudden physicality in the relationship. Yes, it's good. It feels phenomenal to be intimate. But you need to build a foundation of respect and understanding first. Then you can introduce physicality. I am a Christian. I've said I'm a Christian. I think the best thing is to wait until marriage. But believe me, I understand the temptations of it. I wasn't a virgin when I got married. But I've still only slept with one person. There was an ex that wanted to sleep with me very badly. Or at least, if I was reading in between the lines properly, she wanted to sleep with me pretty heavily. But I said no. I stuck to my Christian values. And then I met my wife. And I'm glad I did. You know why? Because I have one body. I don't have there's never the moment where she is questioning if she's as good as my ex or if this or that has happened. I think that us men need to hold ourselves to a good standard, just like we want the women to hold themselves to good standards. You want a woman who is yours, who is everything to you and you're everything to her. Just because I say she's yours doesn't mean she's property. There's this major point that women decided that they were tired of men sleeping around and women not. Well, first off, let me tell you something. Men have less taboo on sleeping around because it takes effort for a man to sleep with a woman, while a woman just has to say, "Come here." That's why. A man who has slept with many women is accomplished. He's bringing something to the table and he had to work for it. Meanwhile, a woman who has slept with 50 guys is just easy. That's how it is. So, with that, there is a justifiable reason for what's going on with all of this double standard. So, at a certain point, women decided that they would become more like men and they would start sleeping with more people. And that they wanted to destigmatize women sleeping around. I'm sorry, that makes you less desirable to good men. Because good men don't want a woman who's tried out every cock on the block. No. Good men want a woman who has saved herself for the right guy, not jumped from one to the next. With that, there's the other side of the coin. Personally, I would say that the way that women should have approached it is that the women should have started saying, "Hey, men, why don't you guys start saving yourselves for us?" You needed to not ostracize, but you needed to criticize other women being hussies and sleeping around. That's what you needed to do. You needed the stigma on girls sleeping around. Because now that every girl sleeps with every guy she ever dates for even a week, you're becoming less valuable. It is researched and studied that women and men, whenever physicality happens, we react differently. Women screwed themselves up. I think that the right thing is that men should hold off, like I just said. Because there's just a lot less. It leads to a much healthier relationship when people aren't thinking of exes or things like that. But you need to find a girl that's saving herself. I understand that there's no perfect world. Women and men are going to fall in love with people that they think they're going to marry, and then they're going to have a breakup because something happened. But you want the sign that she's not just immediately on to the next guy and immediately on to her back in front of him. Personally, I think that the body count situation should be as low as possible, but it should be, let's see here. I think that it should be 1.5 times rounded up. So if you as a man have slept with 2 women, a girl that slept with up to 5 guys, or vice versa. Because as your number gets higher, you get less room to talk. Do you understand? If you've slept with 10 people, that's a good number of people. That's a lot of people. If you've slept with 10 people, you have no reason to complain about someone that slept with 25. But at the same time, it's your prerogative. Men have no problem telling women, no, I'm not playing that game. You meet the crazy leftist girl that wants you to give up meat and go to LGBT parades and stuff like that. You should be able to stand on your views and your morality and say, no, I'm done. That's something I don't do. And if you're trying to change me for that, you're going to try to change me my entire life. And it's not going to be a healthy relationship. Trust me on this, men. Find someone who shares your religious beliefs, who shares your moral beliefs, who shares your political beliefs, and you will have the happiest life you can imagine. Not 100% of the time. Every person has different quirks and deficits in their personalities. Possibly, you meet someone that has the exact same moral views, but the two of you, she just, kind of lashing out, and she's got no patience. Maybe that's the case, but you share everything else in common. You know what I mean? Perhaps that's the case. That's not ideal, but it's also something that you have to look at past the morals, past the stances on things. You can't it's not a one-size-fits-all cure, but keep an eye out for morals and values and those being in alignment. Hopefully she has saved herself and shown that she's not someone that just goes straight to physical. I've known several women who do, and they're not people I would trust in a relationship, because the one gal I know has had multiple marriages, multiple serious, air quote, relationships, and every single time I've told her, hey, pump the brakes, don't do anything physical, be good, and see how the relationship evolves. And within a week and a half, yeah, something happened. Girl, I've given up on giving you advice at this point, because this is the 3rd time I've told you, don't do anything physical, let it evolve and find out, because it's much easier to cut off something that's not good for you if you don't have that physical connection yet. You get to see things more clearly. Boys, you think post-nut clarity is the thing? Not having the chemicals running through your brain of having had sex with her is even more clear-brained than post-nut clarity. So you need to think about that, and you need to remember that. So, to bullet point recap. A girl that has the same morals as you. A girl that's body count is comparable to yours. If you're sleeping around with a bunch of women, okay, you can go out with women that sleep around a bunch. Yeah, but, that's you. I think that us men should limit our sexual encounters. I'm proud of the fact that I am a one-body person. I saved myself. I didn't go all the way to marriage, but when I was super serious, I knew that my wife was going to be my wife. At that point, I slept with her, and I have not slept with a single person other than her in my entire life, and I'm proud of that fact. Because I don't have the worry of an affair getting caught. I don't have the worry of things like that. And then 3rd, men, Do not be afraid to say, no, you're not wife material. And if she's not wife material, don't have her as a girlfriend. Look for a woman who is going to be a woman, not a girl. My wife has helped me build fences. She has helped me take care of kids and raise them. She has helped me on multiple things that a girl would say, I'm good. And believe me on this, whenever you have a house, because you guys can get houses, go into a trade. Don't go to college unless it's something you have to have college for. Engineering, law, medicine, those things are required. Outside of that, there's probably very few other things. Don't go to college for history. Don't go to college for English. Don't go to college for art. Don't. That is a waste of money. Go to a trade, learn that trade. Do welding, do plumbing, do something like that, and you will have a home of your own. You will be one of the Gen Zs that has your own property, and it won't even take that long. But whenever you get that house and you have that wife, if you have a woman, your burden will be less because you will help make dinner or help clean the dishes while she does the other thing. You will have someone to help you with your laundry, not living out of a laundry basket or out of the dryer. You will have someone to help you clean up the trash that accumulates from kids. You will have someone to help take care of you when you have those sick days. Find a woman, not a girl. That is the lesson I am trying to convey to you. And have no remorse for calling her out on being a child if she's acting like a child. Women want men. Don't believe the LGBT stuff that you see about, women are more gay than ever. No. Women are identifying as bisexual, but then only date men still. They're not actually bisexual. They don't count. That 20% LGBT is because there's a giant chunk of girls in schooling that are saying, oh yeah, I'm bi. But then they date guy. They have no intention of actually being bi, but they want those points with the girls. You should have no problem telling these women this because they will come around to you. They're not going to suddenly start liking tacos. No. As much as it is to say in this Pride Month, you are either born naturally wanting the same sex, or you have a traumatic event that has occurred that has caused you to want the same sex. Usually this is some sort of molestation, usually, but not always. So boys, hold yourself strong. Know what you want. You don't want a fat girl? Say you don't want a fat girl. It's something that many, many women can control. Yes, I know one woman that has a issue with some of her hormones, and it is nearly impossible for her to stay at a healthy weight. But that's extremely rare. And I feel bad for anyone that's like that. I really do. But if you don't like fat girls, tell them. I don't like fat girls. Sorry. Don't say it in a mean way. Let me clarify that. You should be a gentleman all the time. Just say, hey, you're not my type. I'm sorry. Be nice about it. That's my point. Don't be a dick. Outside of that, be a gentleman always to every person you meet, but stand on your morals. Don't wave to them. Make them come to you. A strong man will do that. And I think that there's a great example of a person that fits healthy masculinity, and I think I'm going to do a video on him in the future. I've got so many videos rolling around in my head right now. But with that, you know, it's just this. Don't be beating yourself up because girls say no. Trust me, that the girls that say no, you need to have the attitude of they're missing out on something. Not that there's something wrong with you. They're missing out on something. Because I can tell you, the girls of today are too entitled. They don't want to bring anything to the table. They don't want to help, and they don't want to be a part of a partnership. They expect you to do everything, and they get to coast. And that's not acceptable. So hold yourself strong. Keep your head up, boys. You've done nothing wrong, and you deserve a queen to be there for you and treat you like a king in exchange. If both of you try to treat the other one better than they treat you, you will both, at the end of your lives together, smile and say, "Do you remember that time you did X?" And it will be pure bliss in your golden years. Stay strong, boys.